First Watch now.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch on 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County. We're back.
Yeah, we're back after Thanksgiving. It's been a break, you know. It's kind of nice on that break, by the way. But no, how was everybody's Thanksgiving?
Delicious.
Good.
I eat too much, always.
That's the great thing about Thanksgiving, you know. Then you get the whole weekend to sit back, you know, and shopping on Friday. And it was a good Thanksgiving, though. It was good.
And for Thanksgiving, you also were in our jail for Thanksgiving.
Actually,
in a good way.
In a good way. I was going to say that the way you say that, Grady, I feel wrong. But no, I actually went down there Wednesday, walked around the jail and thanked our staff the day before Thanksgiving. And Thursday, which is Thanksgiving, the jail kitchen does an amazing meal for the inmates. And people say, why do you do stuff like that during the holidays? Number one, it relaxes the tensions inside our jail for our staff. I mean, it's holidays. They have emotions too. And the more they act out, the more problems we have. So having a decent meal, which it was, they make turkey, they do all the things that you normally would see at a dinner. So I was heading down there on Thanksgiving when I got called away for calls for service. The city had a man with a gun, barricaded subject, and it just from there on until 5:30 at night I ran calls. So I worked Thanksgiving Day and it was busy. But I tell you, talking to people on Thanksgiving and just out there, nothing changes. Holidays are holidays, and most people embrace them. But law enforcement, first responders, it's normal business for us, and that's what it was Thanksgiving too.
And then last Saturday was the Douglas Christmas Parade.
And there's a big announcement on that. We got first place.
Really?
First place. Yeah, did you see that?
I didn't.
Yes, we had a float in the parade. We had our honor guard leading the parade, myself, one of my commanders, Kenny Bradshaw, Zeus Davison, Veronica, my assistant, Alejandro from our business office. Everybody got together, put a float together, and had kids on it. But we just got notified yesterday that we got first place on that. So first time that I ever recall us getting an award for a parade. Maybe I'm missing something, but so congratulations to everybody for doing that.
That's right, but we have to digress just for one moment because the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday, and people were out there ringing the bells for Salvation Army.
Yes, it was, and so our sheriff's office, with tradition now, I think it's our 4th or 5th year that we actually ring the bell for the Salvation Army for those in need on Black Friday. We do it from 8 in the morning till 6 o'clock at night. I want to thank my team members for coming out and doing that. It was a great day of interaction, a lot of spirit out there, and people were very, very generous. So thank you to the community here in Sierra Vista.
And 'tis the season. Search and Rescue had their Christmas party, and you want to give them a shout-out as well.
Big shout-out to our Search and Rescue volunteers. I got the opportunity to go over last night to their Christmas party. They had it at one of the member's house, and he's got a ranch. He's got this huge old barn. They had it inside there. Really impressive. But so yeah, there's 60 members for Search and Rescue, and it was packed last night, and I got a chance to just thank them. Most important, just to thank them during their time. You know, we all came together to embrace, but yeah, they do an amazing job. Thank you to all our Search and Rescue folks.
And you give out thanks to a lot of different organizations and departments within the county. And sometimes people, I don't want to say that they take it for granted that services are there, but it's nice to actually give somebody a pat on the back. So we have a couple of those to do. So yesterday you had a luncheon for Fleet.
And it was a big pat on the back. We've done this before. I did it a couple of years ago. And that's for our mechanics. Our fleet division that takes care of over 100 vehicles assigned to the sheriff's office, and they keep us on the road. They keep us safely on the road that we can respond. And I said this yesterday during the presentation that we don't break down going to calls. I can't remember the last time a sheriff's vehicle broke down. Now, knock on wood, everybody, knock on wood, that we actually break down. We have quality fleet. And thanks to our fleet director, our fleet mechanics, they keep us safe, they keep the tires rolling. And so we gave them a recognition yesterday. We bought them pizza. We gave them a certificate and a coin just saying, we appreciate you, man. And so second year we've done that, and we'll continue to do that. They're kind of like the unsung heroes. You don't talk about fleet, but everybody needs them.
Yeah, you don't notice that you need them until you need them.
That's right.
And then it's good to be proactive like that. So that was a really good deal. So thanks, Fleet, for all you do.
Yes. In fact, there was one of the gentlemen from the Highway Department. And remember here a few months ago, we gave a shout-out to the Highway Department. I think it was during monsoon season.
Right, right.
And he was there, and he goes, "Hey, Sheriff, I want to thank you. I heard you on the radio, heard your team, And he goes, I went back and told everybody what you had said." So that's what this show's all about, is truly to extend appreciation and keep the community informed of what's going on at the Sheriff's Office and around the community.
And still along that same line, we have CCOM that are behind the scenes. So that's our communications officers here at our regional center. So just want to tell them thank you so much, because they've had some significant staffing issues, and they're trying to overcome that right now.
Well, we had some medical issues within our CCOM, and so over the last week, they stood up. I want to thank Service Fire, Fry Fire, Cochise County's EOC, Emergency Operations Center, Sheriff's Office, everybody, Service to PD, everybody stood up during this time of need to make sure that those 911 calls were answered, to make sure the radio was moving, getting the calls out there to the public service. They did it. They did it well. So thank you to them for doing what they do.
And following along that, if anybody's interested in that type of, energy and activity, they just opened a new position. Should be hitting the web today for CCOM trainee, and that'll be for an academy setting. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to open today. It should close at the end of the month. So take a look at that if you're really interested in becoming a communications officer or public safety telecommunicator. I think it's important that we get the right people in the right job, and we're looking for 20 for the academy setting specifically, and hopefully we'll be able to fill those seats.
Carol, tell them a little bit about what that is, the Dispatch Academy, and this is a partnership with Cochise College. You did this before, so we've asked you to do it again. Tell them a little bit about it, how long it is, what it's all about.
So this time we're looking at getting really great people in seats. So we have a capacity of about 20, and it's going to be in conjunction with Cochise College. It's going to start January 17th, maybe a little bit the week before to do some pre-testing. If you're accepted into the position, what the accepting process looks like, we're finalizing, putting the finishing touches on that next week, but you're going to have to apply for the job, and then you're going to have to actually do some background information, have an oral board, and if you're selected to be a member of the academy, you start that, and you in essence get training off-site at Cochise College. They start paying you the dispatch trainee position hourly rate of $21 an hour once you sit into that seat at the academy. Plus you get Cochise College credits, so continuing education credits. So by the time you finish with the 6-week course, you'll have better knowledge of Cochise County as a whole, including geography. You should come out with your basic telecommunicators certificate, training certificate for a 40-hour basic public telecommunicator course certificate. And then you also have what they have as ProQA, which is the platform that they're using to dispatch for medical and fire calls right now, and it gives pre-arrival instructions, and it's really important that people understand that. So it's intensive, so you'll come out with that certification as well. So by the time you graduate this academy and go into CCOM as a trainee, not an academy trainee, then you're so much further along in the process. So it's a really good deal. Again, we're looking for really great people, and we know that we're going to be able to fill those seats up.
It's no different than the police academy. This is a dispatcher academy. So
Correct.
It's exciting. So if you're thinking about getting the business of dispatching, jump into this, look for this, and this is going to be posted where?
It's going to be on the City of Sierra Vista Human Resources. So if you go to the City of Sierra Vista, it should be there under Employment Opportunities. And we're going to get more information out there in the form of social media, making sure we get the Herald jumping on board to put out announcements. So making sure that we have it well advertised so that we can get the most bang for our buck and get people in to the seats that we need them in.
That's exciting. That's good.
And speaking of graduations and academies, December 8th is the Police Academy graduation.
It is December 8th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Douglas, Cochise College campus at the Student Union. We are doing a Police Academy graduation. We do 2 a year. This will be the last one of 2022. So, again, come on out. It's open to the public. We got law enforcement officers graduating from all over the community. We'll have 2 in there from the Sheriff's Office. Service to PD's got a couple. So, again, come out and embrace your new law enforcement officers. And I just think it's great when the public comes out and supports them.
And there's also a retirement you wanted to give a shout-out for Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Jennings. Jeff's a retired colonel, but he's also he's the Deputy Commanding General's chief. So, General Hale's chief. Number 2, and I'm probably saying it in all different wrong ways, but Jeff's a good guy. He's been a go-to guy. Says, generals come in every 2 years. General Hale's actually got an extension here for another year, but most it's 2 years we get a new general. What stays the same up there for us is Jeff Jennings. He's been there a long, long time. Very just a great guy for us when it comes to stability for Fort Yukon going to, as we see the generals come and go, which great generals come through here. But Jeff has decided to retire. I talked to him a couple weeks ago, and his retirement is at 9:30 today. So we're going to run up there and say, embrace that and say goodbye to him. Staying in the area, though. He's not moving out, so that's a good thing. I'm trying to get him on SAT, Sheriff's Assist Team, a volunteer. I'll get him there.
We'll see his bright smiling face at your next Christmas party.
Yes.
And speaking of Christmas, we have more fun to come. So starting tomorrow, we have parades in Palominas, Sierra Vista, and Benson.
Yes, and I'll be doing the Palominas parade in the morning at 10 o'clock. I think it's 10 o'clock, right, Carol? I think it's 10 o'clock for the Palominas.
Yeah, lineup is at 9:30. It starts at 10. And
10
it's
o'clock.
unorganized, so you get to show up.
Yeah, there's no fees. You can come out there. You can walk a goat. You can ride a horse. You can ride a car. I mean, seriously, you can do whatever
Pull a
you want.
tractor.
You can pull a tractor. It's unofficial. There's no. You don't sign in. You don't. I mean, if you get there late, you're last in line. That's just the way it works. You know. I got there late last year, and they said, "Sheriff, you're last in line." Okay, I get it. So that's just the way it works, and it's a great parade, though. It's well attended. It truly is well attended. A lot of kids there, and that's at 10 o'clock. And then the Sierra Vista Christmas Parade, sponsored by the Sierra Vista Chamber of Commerce, is tomorrow night. And I think it starts at 5:30 or 6.
Yes.
5:30.
Aren't you doing live on that?
Yeah, we'll be at the staging area for a live broadcast.
So that, and I haven't done the new route one. I missed it last year because of a wrestling tournament. So I'm kind of excited to see the new route.
And they're going to be here later on to talk exactly about that.
Yep, they'll talk about routes, they'll talk about road closures, and everything you need to know about the parade coming up later in this show with the Sierra Vista Chamber of Commerce.
And our Sheriff's Assist team will be out there supporting that tomorrow night. I think we have quite a few units that do that.
We do, and they also are going to be at the Palominas. That's their main goal tomorrow, is to keep the peace in Palominas. So, and then they get to show off a little bit if they're at the end of the parade too.
Yeah, they do, and so it's a real festive day tomorrow. And then you got, like I said, the Benson one tomorrow night too. So a lot going on tomorrow.
While we're talking about hiring, let's remind everybody that the jail is hiring for detention officers, and there's a $5,000 signing bonus. But also in the works, there is a new jail on the horizon somewhere in the future, and the jail district is how all that starts. Where are we at with that process?
Well, starting here, you're going to see it here with next 30 days. That's just a predicted date. Start seeing some more education on the jail. Why do we need a new jail? We've had the new one, or the old one, for almost 4 decades, 40 years. So we all know it's time. It's not up to industry standards. That's been shown numerous times. But we want to educate the public and make sure they totally understand. They're the ones paying for it through a half-cent sales tax. So we want to make sure that they understand everything. If they have any questions, they can always contact the sheriff's office. We will answer. I'll talk to them, my jail commander. We can give them a tour. So to see what this facility looks like, and it's just time. It really is. So we're looking in May to do a special election to vote for the jail district tax, which will start the process to get a new jail.
Well, some of the things that people have been asking about and that we've been working on is, it's fire season. You wouldn't think it, but it truly is. And so we've had 2 reported this week, and a little bit craziness going on with fire in Clark Canyon. You were up north, and you turned around and came right back, and then immediately following that, there was an unfortunate fatality in a fire in a residence. So we just need to make sure that people understand that it is fire season, and just be prepared. We have that Ready, Set, Go platform. Sign up for AlertSense. It's a system that we use in Cochise County that you can be notified of alerts. Our emergency services people have been using Reverse 911 to also notify people, but it's always good to know what's going on in your area.
It truly, and a big shout out to all the fire, local and federal, that came together on the fire up there between Carr and Ramsey Canyon. I live in Ramsey Canyon, and my neighbors were calling me. So I was on the way to Tucson for Phoenix for 2 events. One at the Capitol and one at another facility, and I turned back based on the need to be here. And then sadly, we had a house fire where an elderly gentleman perished. So I got there, spoke to the daughter, and we put her up in a hotel. She lived at the house too, so we have a program for dislodgement, so we put her up for a couple of nights, and I know that's been sustained from another nonprofit, thanks to them. So again, it's a tough day for fires, and but we need to be vigilant on that. We truly do.
And, thanks to our Sheriff's Assist team for making that program available through the Sheriff's Office. And Sahara is the one that stepped up and helped her get housing, because she absolutely had nothing past those first few nights that the Sheriff's Office was able to provide. So, she was devastated, and she'd lost her father, and she was just lost herself. So thank you to the Sheriff's Assist team. Thank you to Sahara for what you do, and thank you for the community coming together for that.
When I was talking to her at the scene, those are tough conversations, and we want to give a big shout out to Clea McCall. Both our chaplains were out of service that day, so I called Clea, who's the incoming mayor for Sierra Vista, but he's also a chaplain that works for the city of Sierra Vista's police department. So I called him, and within minutes he had arrived on scene to help with the grieving process. And thank you, Clea, for doing that. But when she was telling me the daughter that she had no place to go, so I said we can take care of that, and just seeing the relief from her. I mean, think about it. You come home, she lived with her dad, and you have no place to go. I mean, so it's nice to be able to provide that service, and that's something we have.
Another thing we get questions on, and is a curiosity, is the containers that are sitting out near Whetstone. Can you give us some information on those?
This is a initiative from Governor Ducey and the state to secure our borders, these containers. I'll be the first to say they're an eyesore. I don't like the way they look, but they're there to keep us safe, and that's where he's putting this in there, and he's doing this. Now there's a legal dispute between the state. The state has sued the federal government over this, so we're not involved in that. But as a result, there's protesters out there we've been involved with, and we're going to keep the peace. I've talked to the Forest Service leadership. We'll continue to do what we do every day, whether it's going into a neighborhood or going down to the border. I mean, if you break the law, you're going to be held accountable. I mean, whatever that takes. And that's sad, but it's real. But I know the Forest Service put out a notice a couple of days ago saying, don't go down there. Stay away from the area. I mean, and rightfully so. Stay away from the area. There's nothing out there. They're putting those containers up. If you want to see what the containers look like, go up on Whetstone. That's where they're at. But we have jurisdiction out there. We've been out there several times this week to keep the peace, and we'll continue to do that. And if people cross the line, then we'll address it accordingly.
All right, and instead of a stop of the week this week, you wanted to do a call of the week.
I did. This is the holiday season, and I worked Thanksgiving Day, and I had the opportunity to respond to 2 different calls. And this is where family, when they can't get hold of their loved ones, they call us. And one of the calls I responded to was where the family could not get hold of their mom. She's 97 years old, lives alone. And this is part of my safety message: is if you're out of state and you have a family member, know how you get in the house. So if you have to call 911 for us to respond, whether police, fire, or EMS, how do we get in the house? We don't want to break doors. So in this case, they had it staged very well for us so we can get in the house. We did, and we knocked. Nobody answered. But inside, we found Mom. She had fallen out of the bed, and she couldn't find her phone, so she laid there. So we called medics, addressed that, and then we addressed her cat. She had a cat. That's her buddy. So we took care of the cat, fed the cat, gave it water, and I sat and talked to her for a while. And my whole message on this is this: if you have neighbors that you know are elderly, or they don't have to be elderly either, but reach out to them, take care of them, check on them, make sure they're doing all right, and maybe go over and spend some time with them, because it gets lonely during the holidays. And so I sat and spent some time with her. I had 2 calls like that on Thanksgiving Day that I spent time with elderly people that are home alone and there's no family here. So reach out to your neighbors and your friends, and let's do our part on that.
And you're about to go get your rest of your day started here as sheriff, but you also brought a guest with you who's going to be riding along with you today. Yeah,
and that's Dr. Ann LeBeck. This is a charity event today, so I spent a day with the sheriff. So she bought me during a Real Wishes event. So I picked her up this morning at 6:30. Her and her son Kyle, and he's filming this for her. This is kind of cool. So we're going to go out today. She's going to spend a day with the sheriff. So the first stop was, instead of a soda, that's coming though, Ann, that's coming, was to take her to the radio station, get her on the radio here for a few minutes. I tell them that Friday you get to get on the radio with me if you come. So I'd like to introduce to you Ann LeBeck, a doctor, and she can tell you more here in just a sec.
All right, come on up, Doctor. Yep, you can sit in that seat and pull that microphone right up to you and get real close to it. So introduce yourself to us.
Well, good morning, and I'm really excited to be here this morning. I didn't know I would actually be live on radio, so I feel like a celebrity here this morning. So, yes, my name is Ann LeBeck, and I am a sports medicine physician. Many people ask, what is a sports medicine physician? And to kind of, in one sentence or less, we try to kind of explain that, put it into context. We are non-surgical orthopedists. So we take care of every body part, everything that moves, we take care of that. I came to Sierra Vista actually in 2016 to work with the military. So many of you would not have known that I existed because I worked on post, strictly worked with the active duty. And then as our practice grew, with constraints within the military, we decided to move off-site, and we opened a practice during the midst of COVID in 2020, I should say. And that was 2 years ago down, it's now called Kinetic Health. So a lot of people say, we can't find Dr. Lebec. Kinetic Health. And we've done really, really well. And now we're able to take care of the entire community, the community where I work. And that's really what we do. Our focus is military. This is a huge military presence. And when we look at how do we do our jobs, just military, but anybody, there is a musculoskeletal component to that. My knees hurt. I can't run. I can't lift. I can't run, and do the public safety kind of positions. So what do? We help you get back, keep you moving, and really kind of get down into the heart of the matter is why are you hurting and how are you not functioning and how can we make that better? And that's a challenge. It takes time. It's not a quick fix. There's no quick pill for that. But we do have a team at Kinetic Health that works on the musculoskeletal. We have another physician there with me as well. We have massage, we have everything we need to keep you guys going, and we encourage anybody that has questions, they think they need to go for surgery, they can absolutely come and see us and we'll walk through what the process is. And folks do need surgery sometimes, not so much as they think, but if they do need that, we can help prep them and get them to the right place. So that's my passion, and we stayed here, and I'm committed to the Sierra Vista community and what we can offer to keep, like I said, to keep them moving.
So if you're riding along with the sheriff today
Yes.
and he runs after somebody, which has been known to happen, he can come to you afterwards.
Absolutely,
for
we
rehab.
will take care of him. In fact, I probably will be watching him today, how he walks, how he sits, and everything, and probably start.
Yes, doing some
Yes,
evaluation,
criticizing
giving him
that,
some tips. Pointers.
Absolutely, yes, how I can make that better, because a lot of times that's what it is. You start compensating in a certain way, have bad habits, how we sit, especially during COVID. There was a lot of sitting, so we coined the phrase COVID hip. We had a lot of people coming with lower back and hip pain just because the dynamics of the movements of that. So yes, I will definitely look at your bad habits today.
Sheriff just sat up straight. I just saw him. Well, we congratulate you on winning the ride along with Sheriff today. You will have a good time. He'll show you some fun things that happen in our community, and it's a great insight into what's happening in the Sheriff's office. So congratulations.
Thank you. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to this.
All right. And Sheriff, thanks for coming and talking to us today.
Thanks, everyone. Have a safe week.
And Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have Don Foster. He's the Sierra Vista Fire Marshal.
First Watch on KWCD Country. It's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch Now
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
on 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your Sheriff's Office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest from the Sierra Vista Fire Department. Good morning.
Good morning.
Grady. How you doing?
Introduce yourselves to us.
I'm Don Foster, the Fire Marshal for the city.
And I'm Michelle Canodal, an engineer for the fire department.
And it's that time of year where you guys do the Firefighters Christmas Drive, and you guys help so many families every year. How long have you guys been doing this at this point?
Well, first of all, thanks for having us on. And it's 51 years this year, so it's been a long
Quite a bit.
time.
Wow. So
Actually, almost. It's definitely longer than Michelle's been around,
Yeah, just a little bit.
and almost as much as I've been alive. So
how many families do you guys usually help in a year for the Firefighters Christmas
We
Drive?
normally help just about 400.
Wow.
So every year it kind of fluctuates, but each year it steadily goes up.
Wow, yeah, because everybody needs a little more help as the time goes on, and inflation this year and COVID the last couple of years. So you guys have really helped this community in so many ways. We're going to talk about how to sign up to be a recipient of the toy drive in just a few. So everybody grab your pens and paper for that. But first of all, let's start about what you guys need from the community as far as donations.
So we're looking for any new or unwrapped toy or gift for kids 0 to 12. I also take cash or gift cards that we can use to go buy the gifts locally for those kids.
And is there a region you guys are doing? Is it just Sierra Vista?
So we do like the Sierra Vista, Palominas, Hereford area, and then a little bit here and there outside of that.
Okay, so 0 to 12 years old. So give us some ideas of some of the toys you guys are looking for, because usually, the Superman dolls and the Barbie dolls are the givens. But what do you guys want that's outside of the norm, maybe?
Well, that's a good question. We do it's really easy to buy for the 3 to 9 year olds, right? But sometimes that we're a little short on, and traditionally where we see it as the older ones, like the to 12-year-olds or like newborns. So, those are the areas that we traditionally use the gift cards and the cash and stuff to go by for because we're a little short. But every year's different. It just depends on what the giving spirit, how that comes out. So, what do you think, Michelle?
I mean, a lot of times for the older ones, sports items like board games, craft items, a lot of those times those fill those spots very nicely.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good idea. Now, every Wednesday at the radio station, we do a live broadcast over at Schlotzsky's Ace Hardware, and we're now challenging businesses to come up and challenge each other to give donations. So if you have a business out there that you're like, you want to challenge your competitor or whatever, however you want to make the challenge happen, you can join us next Wednesday with your check of $100 and challenge your neighbor or whatever you want to do.
That's awesome. That's a great idea. Yeah, let's do that.
And then also, people have office parties, and instead of like doing a gift exchange at the office party, they say bring a gift for the firefighters, and then they'll bring that whole haul over to us on Wednesdays as well.
We do, and then the Community Chorus and the Desert Swing Band, they do their concert every year, and their ticket admission is a new unwrapped toy for us, so that is amazing.
And we will be letting everybody know when those are happening on the radio, so listen to the radio to find out what those dates are for those concerts, because it's a great way to help the firefighters as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and let's talk about the cash for a bit, because people sometimes ask, why do you need cash? Because are you giving kids cash? Well, no, you guys shop local.
Oh yeah, for sure. We try to, there's some things that we get online, but for the majority of the toys that we get, it's locally. So we'll use that to buy bikes, scooters, skateboards, hovercraft, hoverboards, at any of those short areas. So we would go out and we'll spend a couple thousand at a time, for the shopping spree there, just to try to fill up those little gaps that we're missing.
And this is all tax deductible.
It is. So just let us know if you want a receipt written out for you, and then we'll do that for you when you make a donation.
All right, so that's how the community can step up and help. Now let's talk to the people who may need assistance here or know someone who needs assistance. How can you sign up to be a recipient of the Firefighters Christmas Drive?
So we have sign-ups today and tomorrow over at Station 3. That's 675 Julio Cesar. We're doing it from 8 to 12. What you have to bring is an ID, like a driver's license, military ID, a utility bill showing that you're a resident of this area, and then proof that the child is yours, such as like a birth certificate, DES paperwork, something like that, and then we get you all signed up and ready to go.
All right, and about how long does it take to sign up? Is it a quick process? Do you need to spend an hour there? Or?
No, normally it's about 20 minutes.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay.
In and out.
All right, and give us the times again. That's today and tomorrow.
Yep, 8 to 12.
All right, 8 to 12 today and tomorrow at Station 3. Remind us where that is.
It's 675 Julio Cesar. It's over by the DMV.
All right, and is there a place that can find this information online at the moment?
So the City of Sierra Vista has it posted, and then the Professional Firefighters of Sierra Vista has it posted as well.
All right. So if you guys are driving around, you couldn't write all that down, that's where you can find that information. Well, we appreciate what you guys do every single year for this community, not just, just the Firefighters Christmas Drive, but also what you do all year round. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
You bet. All right, and our next guests are coming in. We got the Sierra Vista Chamber of Commerce and the Sierra Vista Police Department to talk everything about the Christmas parade that is tomorrow. We'll tell you the routes, what roads are closed, all that coming up. First Watch on KWCD Country. It's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
It's First Watch Now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office. And our next guest from the Sierra Vista Chamber of Commerce, it's Melanie. And from the Sierra Vista Police Department, it's Sergeant Wachtel. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're going to talk. We're going to talk to the Sierra Vista Police Department about road closures and those kind of things in just a few. But first, let's kick off with the parade. What it is this year, when it is this year. We've got Melanie from the Sierra Vista Chamber of Commerce who puts it on.
So this is our 63rd annual Christmas parade.
Wow.
And it is the longest running Christmas parade in Arizona. We're very proud of that. And so 63rd year this year, and it is going to be tomorrow night, Saturday night. It starts at 5:30, promptly at 5:30, and but the streets close down at 5. So you want to be out there before that.
What is the theme this year?
The The theme is superheroes.
Nice.
And we're excited. We have a very large parade this year. A lot of entries this year, almost twice as much as last year. So it's going to be a great parade.
Now, there is some rain in the forecast. Is this a rain or shine kind of a thing?
This is a rain or shine,
Okay.
but everybody can chant with me right now. It's not going to rain. It's
Okay.
not going to rain.
Gotcha.
It's not going to rain. But even if it does, we're like the post office. Rain, snow, sleet, or shine, we are going to be out there. It's going to be
Excellent.
great.
Sounds great. So the Chamber of Commerce puts this on every year, and you've got different kinds of floats that go into this. So kind of give us an idea of who's signed up, just a flavor.
Well, we have 71 entries.
Wow.
And so we have healthcare professionals. We have our law enforcement out there. We have Girl Scouts out there. It's a variety all the way through. And what's really exciting, if you line up over at the judges area, we actually are going to let them perform for 1 minute in front of the judges. So of course we have the marching bands. We have a lot going on. Cheerleaders. We have Disney princesses. We have so much going on.
And where is the judges section this time?
That's at Lolly Chevrolet.
Lolly Chevrolet. Okay. Well, let's flip over to the Sierra Vista Police Department with Sergeant Wachtel. Let's talk about the parade route, what's going to be closed down when, and any other safety that you need to get out there today.
Yeah, so basically the parade's going to start at Coronado and MLK, and it'll go eastbound on MLK all the way down to Avenida Escuela. It'll take a right-hand turn down the Fry Boulevard. Once it's Fry Boulevard, it'll take another right-hand turn. It'll go west on Fry, past the park, all the way down to Coronado, and then back up to MLK. So with that said in mind, we do have some staging areas closing down a little bit early before the parade starts. So real important, Coronado between Tacoma Street and MLK will be closing down at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So that's Coronado between Tacoma and MLK. Once we get that closed down, that's where we're going to start all the staging for the parade. Also behind Walmart, Avenida Escuela, directly behind the Walmart Plaza, that will also close down at 3 o'clock because that's where we're going to have all the entries who are actually in the parade. They're going to access to the staging area through that area. So again, 3 o'clock Coronado between Tacoma and MLK, and 3 o'clock Avenida Escuela directly behind Walmart. The rest of the route will close down at 5 o'clock, so we can have a 5:30 start time.
And is there going to be plenty of signage and officers directing people in different directions and detours? Is all that going to be out there?
Yeah, so that's correct. Every intersection, every road that will be closed down, we will have service to the police department. They are providing traffic control. We will have officers out there. Our own patrol volunteers will be out there. And just like the sheriff mentioned earlier, the Sheriff's Assist team is also helping us out. So we will have everything closed down. There is one thing we need to make sure everybody is aware of. Santa Claus will obviously be at the end of the parade. And we will not open up any of the roads until Santa goes all the way around the entire route and gets back to MLK and Coronado and is done with the parade. That really affects the folks in the park on MLK, because a lot of people think as soon as Santa Claus passes the park on MLK, it's open, it's done. But we have to keep MLK closed the entire time before Santa comes all the way back around. So, again, if you're in the park, enjoy the time, but you will be stuck in the park.
Okay, for the duration of the parade, all the way till Santa gets back home.
All the way.
Gotcha. Well, let's remind everybody to slow down because there's going to be kids everywhere. There's going to be people everywhere. This area is going to be very congested. So
it will be. I mean, we'll have kids everywhere. Again, the throwing out the candy doesn't help. But there will be kids everywhere. So if you're out there, whether you're trying to drive around and get around the parade route or you're actually viewing the parade itself, just be patient and just safety is our priority. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. Everybody have a good time, but again, safety.
So one more thing about safety for all of those that are coming out and enjoying the parade, watching that, please make sure that you stay on the sidewalks, or if you're on MLK, you can sit in the median, but please do not sit in the roads. Very, very important. We have to have those open for the floats, but also for emergency personnel just in case. So let's keep everybody safe out there and have a wonderful, wonderful parade tomorrow night.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for coming in and telling us everything we need to know about the parade tomorrow night.
Thank you. We'll see you there.
Starts at 5:30. Make sure everybody gets your spot. It starts promptly at 5:30. Rain or shine, but what? No rain. Chant it.
No rain, no rain, no rain.
First Watch on KWCD Country. It's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
First Watch Now.
Hosted by Public Information Officer Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
On 92.3 KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, giving you an inside look into your sheriff's office. I'm Grady Butler, and with me is Carol Kappas, Public Information Officer with the Sheriff's Office, and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and welcome Steve Boyce from Horse and Around Rescue. You just heard that advertisement.
I did. It's very awesome. Thank you very much.
So you're here today to tell us a little bit about what you've got going next Saturday from 9 to 2.
Next Saturday, 9 to 2. We have a tax sale. We have people that lose their horses and the horses have died and they have all this tax left over. And so what they've decided to do is they donate it to us, and we get a whole bunch of stuff, and we've got a whole friggin' tough shed full of these things, like 35 saddles.
What is
Western
tack?
saddles.
What is define tack for people who may not know?
Tack is anything having to do with stuff that you have to have for your horse to make your horse rideable, to make it go, make it stop, make it, whatever, whether it's bridles, whether it's saddle pads, whether it's saddle blankets, whether it's winter blankets, for when it's cold, they put those things on them, that kind of stuff. So it's everything horsey.
So can people still donate tack if they have some tack they're not using?
Absolutely.
There we go.
Call us. My phone number is 907-8765, or Teresa's is 266-0236. If we can get it there where we can clean it up and all that stuff before a tax sale, then it'll be in the tax sale. If it isn't, then we will have, we'll do it at the next tax sale.
Okay. So.
And it's turned into be a really good thing for the community, because I got people calling me since we had the last one in May. It's like, when you have your next tax sale? I said, why? I saw a saddle I wanted, and da-da-da-da-da. So it's really, really, it's been beneficial to us and supportive of us. And we couldn't do it without the community.
And so you're also going to have raffle tickets available, for a $500 Tractor Supply gift card, Billy Cook saddle and mounting straps, a quarter of beef. That's going to be expensive.
Yes.
And this is the best one ever, a Henry Big Boy rifle.
That's one of them, yes.
Or a 1911 Garrison pistol. And all proceeds benefit the rescue.
That is correct. It's a fundraiser. We start at the Sonoyta Rodeo, and we draw the tickets at the Tucson Rodeo. We draw the tickets at the Tucson Rodeo in February. And it's it's one of our fundraisers that we do. What really sucks, as far as I'm concerned, is I don't get to buy tickets for it. I mean, it would look really bad if I won the Big Boy. I love that gun. That is a beautiful, beautiful rifle.
That is. And so everybody get ready to go over there. And this is going to make everybody's life easier. Cash or credit card.
Yes, ma'am.
So there you have it. There's no excuse.
There's no excuses. And if you don't want that, we'll barter somehow.
And do you need to be present to win for the raffles?
No, you do not.
Okay.
And the thing is, what we do, like if somebody's from out of state with the guns, for instance, we pay the first $50 of the freight. If there's a charge for freight, it has to go to a gun shop, and then it has to be another gun shop that it's delivered to in the other state. And that's what we do. They pay everything out. Same thing with the beef. If somebody wins it in Minnesota and we got to ship the beef, we pay $50 and they can pay for the rest of it to ship it, or they can just come back to Arizona and get it.
So is there an online component to this as well?
You can do that online. If you go to horseandaroundrescue.org, there's a place in there for buying raffle tickets, and you can do it there at the events that we have. The next event we have is going to be the Tucson Rodeo, and we have events that we go to all over. Thanks to the Sheriff's Department, and thanks to all of the people. Grady, thanks to you. The word gets out, and unfortunately, when the word gets out, people also say, "Can you take my horse?" And we get more calls about people and horses that, like we got one that we looked at yesterday. That the guy died. He gave the house and everything there to his nephew who lives in Ohio, and the guy in Ohio does not have anything to do with the horses or the house. He got a outfit to turn around and sell everything and sell the house. And I said, well, "What are you going to do with the horse?" Don't know yet. So we haven't communicated directly with him yet. We've kind of gone through the wayside to get to it. But this horse, an old horse, he's bow-legged, he's kind of crippled up, he gets around. Just the sweetest old horse. I don't even know his name, so, it's pretty bad.
Well, invite everybody out to your tax sale one more time.
The tax sale is December 10th, 9 to 2. Come and see what we got for sale. We fill our whole arena up with stuff. Last year, or in May, actually, we had more stuff. I didn't know we had so much stuff till we get it all out and start stringing it out on sawhorses and barrels and all that stuff. And it's crazy. It really, really is crazy.
And for the raffles, will that drawing be held when?
At the end of the Tucson Rodeo, at the dance that they have. They have a dance every night after the rodeo, and it'll be about 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, depending on how the dance is going. that night on Sunday night.
And what's the date for that?
26th of February.
All right. Well, we thank you for coming and talking
Grady,
to
thank
us
you
one more
guys.
time.
Thank you, Carol,
Thank
so
you.
much. I always enjoy seeing your smiling faces, and the man behind the microphone is neat to see you. Are you driving horses yet? I want to know.
Yes, you've taught me well.
Oh, no, are you though? Where?
No, I'm not.
Oh, come on,
no.
Grady.
I need to come visit you to do that.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Thank you so much, you guys. I really, really appreciate it.
You bet. And Carol, how do they get a hold of us at the Sheriff's Office?
So reach out to us at Cochise County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mark J. Daniels, for our social media. That'll take you to our Instagram and our Twitter account, or cochise.az.gov/sheriff. Reach out and touch us.
First Watch on KWCD Country. It's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch with the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Hosted by Cochise County Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler.
Join us again next Friday morning, 7 to 8 a.m.
First Watch.
What you need to know from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office.
Only on 92.3 KWCD.